Mauritania celebrating Women International Day by nominating 6 female ministers in its new government. The victim of Mauritania violent demonstration is tearing up against the tearing up the Holy Quran. AlwataniyaTV media experienced in the lectures of the American corners at Mauritania higher educational institutions. Those are the headlines of Al-Wataniya Live TV weekly English program. I'm Said welcoming you all. Also coming up in the show, the week interview on Mauritania, most strategic natural resources with the expert engineer Ita Wal-Amru Wal-Ahmed. Mauritania celebrating Women International Day by nominating 6 female ministers in its new government. More in the story of Fatima Qasim.
8 March was the International Women's Day that offers them the opportunity to highlight challenges that women have faced around the world to achieve the equality and justice between them and men. This day is typically used to spotlight women's struggle in order to defend their basic rights, which mainly attempt to eliminate the discrimination against women having an access to education and health care. Since many ages ago, the role of women in Mauritania was restricted in the privacy affairs. But in the 21st century, many human rights organizations have raised the women's issue in Mauritanian society by providing and encouraging them to seek towards success in all sectors, to see them later on leader in various fields, including the political, military, and even economy one. Despite the fact that women represent about 52% of Mauritania's society component, and beside the appearance of 7 ministers for the first time in Mauritania government history, still women suffering from a kind of discrimination and a lack to an easy access to education. In that occasion, Mauritanian women celebrated it in the Palace of Conferences to showcase their great accomplishment and renew their demand to be treated equally in the society. International Women's Day has observed since in the early 19th, a time of great expansion and turbulence in the industrialized world that saw booming population growth and the rise of radical ideologies.
Burying the victim of Mauritania's most violent demonstrations against the tearing up of Holy Quran. Sidida reporting.
The first victim of Mauritania violent public demonstrations, Ahmed Hamoud, is called the victim of the popular campaign for protecting the Holy Quran. Thousands of demonstrators have attended his funeral services and marched dozens of kilometers to see his entry in the cemetery of Aravat department. The demonstrators confirming that the security force weapon killed their colleague Ahmed Hamoud, while Mauritania official Autospy report said his death caused by breathing deficiency problems. The late Ahmed Hamoud is a university student memorizing the Holy Quran and dying in protestation calling for the preservation of the Islamic faith in the Islamic nation.
AlwataniyaTV media experience in the lectures of the American corners at Mauritania higher educational institutions. Sidida again for new report.
AlwataniyaTV Media Experience is the topic of the week conference of the American Culture Corner in Mauritania University English Department. In his lecture in the American Corner, AlwataniyaTV editor of the English Service Media Specialist Said presented AlwataniyaTV experience from the perspective of permitting and launching phase, the editorial liberal line, the focus on covering citizens' concern rather than the governmental official news. The issue of AlwataniyaTV opportunities and challenges, including certain criticism of the so-called excessive liberal vision of AlwataniyaTV. The conference participant interacted with the conference of American Corner about AlwataniyaTV by raising their controversial questions that taken by the lecturer and editor of Al-Wataniya English Service in the presence of Al-Wataniya English team. Others have taken the opportunity to express their views of Al-Wataniya English broadcasting for the first time in the history of Mauritania media.
Okay. I think that the object of this program today, which is talking about the AlwataniyaTV reporting news in English, it was a very good program which helped us to know more about this project and how it was succeeded in representing news in English in Mauritania, in a country which the majority of people doesn't speak English.
Just okay. So I think that this program today is a very important program because it is a new, opportunity for students in Mauritania to get this kind of occasion, talking English on TV. Getting some new experience on WطنيaTV.
تم الحديث اليوم.
الوطنية TV editor of the English service media specialist سيد السيد translated the summary of his English lecture on الوطنية TV media experience for the viewers of الوطنية TV Arabic service.
الوطنية الإعلامية.
It is to mention that الوطنية TV media experience was presented in the conferences of the American Culture Corner in Mauritania University English Department, the Higher Institute of Islamic Education ISARI, the teacher colleagues NS and the Lebanese International University in the Mauritanian capital Nouakchott.
Welcome back. The week interview on Mauritania, most strategic natural resources, with the expert engineer Itawal Amr Ahmed, just after a very short break. Thank you so much for watching AlwataniyaTV. I'm Said Will Said, inviting to you the expert engineer, Mr. Itawal Amr Ahmed, again to continue our talk of last week. Mr. Itawal Amr, welcome again. Last week we were talking about Mauritania natural resources in terms of water and oil. Today we are going to continue that debate, but today we are going to talk about the gas and the mining potential. Tell me first, what is the process of the discovery, please?
Thank you very much for inviting me. We have two main steps in discoveries process. We start with the permitting. We have to get authorization where we describe the rights and the obligation of the operator to explore for gas. And the exploration is very complicated, and the oil and gas, the gas exploration is the same as the oil. We apply for the modern methods, such as sometimes we do geological surveys, geological assessment of the basin, and we do air-reported geophysical surveys, such as magnetics and gravimetry, which showing that we explore the best show us the best area where we have developed basins, where we can go to the more expensive step, which is the seismic acquisition. 2D, and then we can go to the 3D to get more detailed picture of the subsurface. So this is very expensive, and then the seismic will provide just a structure where we have a possibility to get gas accumulation or oil accumulation, or both.
So that's the technology that you are applying in the field. Then based on the indicators, you will estimate potential and reserve.
The discovery really can be confirmed only by drilling wells, which will be we apply as well in the well some tools. We call it loggings, and we do sampling, geological sampling, and we can get a sample from the hydrocarbon gas or oil.
So if I understand, there are four processes composed of four elements. First permitting, then exploration, then drilling, then sampling, and based on the indicators you will decide whether this is an interesting well that is important in terms of commercial production or not.
I put drilling and sampling as well in the same an exploration phase, because we have just one exploration phase which will get us to the discovery. And then after, when we discover something, we are not sure that it's commercial. We have to go further to another question, which is appraisal wells, and we know the reserve. But exploration is can go to the discovery just by the confirmation by the well.
So the end of the whole process is appraising the sampling,
exploration,
and that will come to natural logic question. What are the results of the exploration so far?
Mauritania.
Yes, please.
Okay, the result of Mauritania exploration is very encouraging. We have indicators of gas on both basins, Taoudeni and coastal basin, and we have as well confirmation of accumulation of gas field, such as Banda and Pelican. So we think that when the exploration will be developed, and we get more discoveries, so we can go further to build a terminal, LNG to terminal for gas, and to export gas for Europe and United States.
That doesn't happen yet. So tell me, let's change a little bit. What about mining industry? Are we going to use the same exploration technology, or in mining we are going to focus only on geology technology, please?
Okay, for the mining is less expensive, easier, as we use,
especially in open sky ground.
Yeah, we use just geological surveys, geochemistry, and we use as well the land mining geophysical methods such as electrics, magnetics, electromagnetic, etc. And we go to the drilling, which is RC or diamond, so we can confirm. They are not very expensive, so it's low cost, and
compared to oil and gas.
Compared to the oil and gas. So it's not very expensive. It's not like gas and oil exploration is less than.
I see. Now, what's the impact of mining production in Mauritania, and what is the mining production even so far?
Okay, as you know, we have.
I don't know anything. I'm just listening.
Okay, we have some production. We have gold production with Taziast, and we have copper and gold as well in MCM.
We have mining in Sneem.
Yes, and we have iron. This is our first mining
of the country.
Why I didn't tell it in the first? Because everybody knows that Sneem is our national company, which has a big experience, and we have a big deposit as well of iron.
We are talking to everybody in Mauritania and outside Mauritania via satellite. They may not know anything about Sneem.
Okay, Mauritania has.
The rest of the country.
Sorry, Mauritania has two big geological units which are rich in mining, such as Mauritani and Ergebat Shield in the north. So these both base units are very rich. We have copper, gold, nickel, wolfram, molybdenum. We have uranium, and we are thinking to develop uranium as well. We are thinking in the future, in the near future, to develop some mineralization. But I could not tell you now about that because we are in the development phases.
Yeah, very diplomatic technician, I see. So tell me, what's the outcome of mining production so far and its impact on Mauritania economy, especially, finally speaking?
Okay, the income, we have direct income, which is the royalty, taxes, and other, the payment for the government. I think last year we had $300,000 US from the mining. $1 million from the mining only.
Great.
And we have as well positive impact for the employment.
Direct?
No, this is indirect, sorry. And we have indirect as well, the development of the local services company.
What about local business and community development projects?
For the Mauritanian, I think we are still in the mining. We are better than the oil business, because we have very good qualified people, and we have as well some companies are very active. Local companies are working, but we need to encourage these local communities, companies, and to get always training, and to be sure that we have a technology transfer from the operators to the locals. Because one day we have to operate by our mining by our ourselves.
As Mauritania, we are lacking most of this highly technical expertise to do this mining, processing, and production. What are the most important needed expertise? And as you said, how we can improve in building up Mauritanian expertise in this field and other different fields, be it mining or oil or gas?
As I said, we have to keep training people locally, and to as well ask the operators to share the technology they have with locals, and to follow some Mauritanization plan for each company, which is an obligation.
If that plan is followed and evaluated correctly, or you want to be reserved again as a diplomatic technician?
Sorry, I will be very reserved in this, because I don't know if we follow it. But this exists. We have to follow it, and we have to follow this. This will be the unique way to develop the local skills Mauritania.
Expert Mr. Tawal, tell me please, what are your conclusions and recommendations when it comes to mining and oil potential and production both in Mauritania?
Mauritania.
I'm interested in two things: better result and less impact to keep safe environment.
No, better result is you have to involve the locals more than now to train them and to involve as well the local companies, the services company, to develop and to train them as well, because they are in the oil business are still inexistent, and the mining they are better.
So what are the conclusion of mining?
And the environment for the
Your
mining.
conclusion for mining and recommendation both.
For the mining, I think we are in the better way. We are participating in the development of the mining, but we still need more and more development.
But Mauritania has a 40 years experience in mining, at least iron. The example I'm citing, the example of Sneem. So why we should not be able to profit better when we have this long historical professional experience in the field of mining?
I think mining has participated for a long time for the Mauritania.
And we have international companies too.
Yeah. We have a national company, and we have Mauritania national company is one of the best.
We have MCM and others.
I think national. Yes, we have national companies, so everybody knows that SNIM has a huge experience, and we have local development skills, and we have as well income from the SNIM. I don't have the amount in the mind, but I know that we have good reserves and the dollars. Yeah.
And your last sound final recommendations?
I think we have to operate these mines and oil business development as well, and save to keep a very, very safe environment, as we have very rich offshore in the fish, and we have as well national parks such as PNBA, and we have Dowling in the south. So we have very sensitive areas. So we have to encourage the production of the mines and the oil, but to keep always the iron and the development, to keep save the environment as well.
Thank you so much, expert engineer Mr. Tawal Amro, for talking to Al-Watani today about your professional experience about Mauritania's most strategic natural resources.
Thank you very much.
A young demonstrator died when thousands residents of the Mauritanian resident of the capital Nouakchott marched in large demonstration to Mauritania's State House to protest against the crime of tearing up the Holy Quran in one of Nouakchott mosques in the neighborhood of Tayarat. Fatimatu Qasim reporting.
A young demonstrator died when thousands of residents of the capital Nouakchott marched in large demonstrations to Mauritania's State House to protest against the crime of tearing up the Holy Quran in one of Nouakchott mosques in the neighborhood of Tayarat department. Demonstrators closed the city main street. The anti-riot forces faced the demonstrators by throwing up large quantities of gas tears. Then open clashes extended to governmental buildings. Some angry demonstrators reacted by throwing stones on security force elements. Others shouted and called for jihad, holy war against the perpetrators of the crime of tearing up the Holy Quran, to challenge the regime if he failed to deal with those perpetrators. Mauritania officials declared that the religious crime news or rumor source is unclear yet, and the demonstrators are motivated by political background, trying just to destabilize the regime in place. For leading opposition parties, the regime of the Islamic Republic of Mauritania is the only responsible of the new apostasy waves coming up to front scene every now and then. This is the first time for a young demonstrator to die in a public demonstration that is started peaceful to request total protection of the holy symbols of the Islamic faith in the Islamic country.
Welcome back again. You are watching AlwataniyaTV live. I'm Sayyid Wil Sayyid. HAPA Mauritania Authority regulating media industry has called the managers of private TV channels for a meeting to sensitize them on the importance of legal professional conduct of balanced news reporting. Tasnim Tawal Amro coming up with her story.
HAPA Mauritanian authority regulating media industry has called the managers of the private TV channels for a meeting to sensitize them on the importance of legal professional conduct of balanced news reporting. The TV station's managers pledged for respect of permitting terms to avoid derivations from the lines of objective reporting and the news coverage of big events and popular rights that may go out of control if it is intensified by new media exaggerated coverage. It is agreed on that the national superior interests and political stability should be the top priority when it comes to media advocacy and the freedom of expression. Certain Mauritanian private TV channels has been accused of unprofessional coverage of the Mauritanian largest recent demonstrations in a protestation against the allegations of the Holy Quran desecrations in one of the Nouakchott city mosques.
That's the end of Al-Watani Live weekly English program. Thank you for joining us. Please stay tuned. Best wishes from me, Sayyid Wal Sayyid, and the rest of Al-Wataniya team. For more info, please visit our website, alwataniya.mr.